Jacobson, Marketing Artfully. So today I'm going to show you how to use Pinclicks for food bloggers. And the very first thing you want to do is you want to come down here and under interests, you don't want every interest in the whole world. You just want food and drink, right? What this is going to tell you is the highest volume keywords on Pinterest related to food and drink. I don't know Snoopy and food and drink. Let's go look at this. And sometimes you want to clarify it on Snoopy. So next I would look at the thought bubbles. And none of this is saying Snoopy food. So I would not do a whole content cluster around Snoopy. If I had to guess, that volume is for all of Snoopy. I would go to the ones that look realistic. So let's go ahead and go to dinner recipes. When you click the little jump out thing, that is going to take you to Pinterest and show you the idea page that Pinterest has generated for that. And you can see the little how it goes, the breadcrumbs. And so it's under food and drink, meal planning, lunch and dinners, and then dinner recipes. And this is going to be somewhat related to the season you're in. So this right now we're in the summer. So it says quick, easy summer, but healthy, easy, quick and easy. I would disregard that one for long-term keyword planning, but I would look at these healthy, easy, quick and easy. Zucchini is definitely a summer one. Low carb, keto, pasta, crock pot, and cheap. And what I would do is I would come over here and I would say dinner recipes as my top level keyword. And I would start thinking about these. Healthy, easy, quick and easy, low carb, keto, pasta, crock pot, and cheap. Boy, I'm just writing along with myself. Okay, let's go back. And so say we are going to go down the dinner recipes rabbit hole, right? This is going to give us the top pins and I always want by saves. Do we have no saves? We have no saves, recent ones. Dinner recipes. Okay, easy meals, dinner ideas recipes. So I would come up here and make that my top one. Healthy dinner ideas, lots of dinner ideas. So we're going to look at that in a minute. Cheap dinners for a family. Down here by cheap. Quick dinner ideas. Did we have quick? We had quick and easy and quick. So now I'm going to start pulling things out and maybe start making little content clusters. Ooh, easy weeknight dinners. Weeknight is a new word. Easy healthy dinner. I would put that in my healthy part, not in my easy part. Oh my gosh. Those are adjectives. I'm going back to my, the noun is, or the adjective, or the adverb is part of what we're thinking of. I'm having flashbacks. Sorry, I got distracted by grammar. Easy, healthy dinner, dinner meals, kid-friendly dinners. Oh, there's kids. I feel like that goes with families. Kid-friendly dinners. And I would move cheap out of here now into its own little spot. And then dinner dishes. Interesting. And you could just, the beauty of the copy the related interest is you could just come down here and just paste that in and then copy and paste. But especially for this initial, by clicking this little copy thing, especially for this initial, when I'm doing my keyword research and trying to figure things out, I want to be able to make my own content clusters and do things in a way that will work for my site, right? And my things that I write about for dinner. So, for example, I don't do kid-friendly dinners. That's not my focus of my site. I definitely don't do much low carb, no keto, I do some crock pot recipes. I do more vintage recipes, things like that. So depending on what way your food blog is going is what you're going to want to start thinking about when you're figuring out what keywords to target. So let's go down here and do a little bit more research. I clicked the food and drink, and we're going to put in dinner ideas recipes. So there's healthy again, healthy dinner ideas recipes, but there's basil. Now we're getting into the ingredients, right? Dinner recipes, family dinner. So that's going to be family dinner recipes. Dinner ideas, easy. Indian vegetarian. Okay, so now we have not just the ingredients, we have the region it comes from, and then the style it comes from. Vegetarian to me feels like it goes with low carb and keto. Those are the kind of high level sections of things. So I'm going to put those all together. Let's keep going. Savory. Oh, that's a cool one. I love that because I like savory food. Main dish. Ooh, we're starting to get some really cool keywords that we could use. Christmas meals. That's going to be a good holiday one. Now, why would this huge long keyword string happen? That's because if you come to regular search and you say dinner, you get these little bubbles, right? And then if I push dinner ideas, then I'm going to get some more bubbles. And then I say healthy. And then I want them to be quick and easy. And then I want them to be on a weeknight. And then I want cheap. And then that's as far as I want to go down because I want dinners. What happens is that builds these big, long, they're called guided search. They're big, long guided search things that really people probably are never going to be interested in. Like you would never write a blog post that was titled Family Dinner Ideas, Healthy, Clean Eating, Simple Recipes. That's not something that people are going to be looking for. What they're going to be looking more for are healthy dinner ideas recipes. And that, to me, what I would do for that is I would make a board that is healthy dinner ideas recipes, because the syntax and the way that humans read things, that would not annoy humans, but I wouldn't put that in a blog post title because that is not realistic. But you can associate your healthy dinner ideas recipe with those keywords just by putting it on that board, especially if your board is strong. So now let's go back to the kinds of keywords that I have started to discover. I love savory, and that would be something that I would be interested in writing a content cluster on. So let's do savory dinner recipes. And I'm doing this in Pinterest. You don't have to do everything in Pinclicks. I want to see if savory dinner recipes really on Pinterest matches what my idea of savory is. And cheesy garlic wraps, yes. Hot honey feta chicken bakes, yes. Tortellini, oh my gosh, steak bites. Just did a steak bite recipe. So to me, this is a honey garlic chicken thighs. This would be a good thing for me to go down because I like these kind of dinners. So probably I could make a board about savory dinner recipes. See, the drop down has given us that. And then we have comfort foods. That's good for me. I want to write that on a high level, right? Easy, healthy, sweet, vegetarian, simple, delicious, quick. Those are all really good. Now, because we're in Pinterest, we can't go snag all those. But let's do savory dinner recipes. And we're going to click over here to the interest page. I kind of feel like if you don't have a interest page, then that wouldn't be something that I would necessarily make a board for. I might make a post for it, but I wouldn't make a board for it. Ooh, that looks delicious. Okay. Something interesting. I just did a blog post over on my brand new little Substack about Pinterest about why you don't always have to make your pin size 2x3. But look, every one of these on this interest page is 2x3. It does look like it's cutting off maybe taller pins. Now, the other thing, now that we're down this little rabbit hole, we could see savory mules, savory food, but savory dishes. You can see related boards. So the way that I use Pinclicks, this savory dinner recipes that gets 5,000 volume, to me would be enough to go and do a content cluster around that, where if I was to do dinner recipes, remember that's 5 million. But what happens is it's so broad that you're not going to be, as a little single blogger, maybe Martha Stewart could do it, or All Recipes. But as a blogger, you need to match your interests in food, your interest in the style of cooking. You know, like I said, I don't do kid recipes. You could do savory kid recipes and rank for that, where that wouldn't be something that would fit in. And then once people got to my website, think about how distracting it would be if I wrote one savory kid recipe and then they're like, oh, I want to look around. I want to see all our other kid recipes, and there aren't any. So there are practical reasons for it from a personal standpoint as well as a keyword standpoint. Hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Marketing Artfully.